Do you want the show to end with you, or do you want to hand it off?
Nobody will ever do what I do, so it'll die with me.
It's hard. It's very hard. It's been a big part of my life for 15 years.
No one could do what she's done. Nobody.
Will the show go on without Kerry? I don't think Kerry will let it.
I will be a happy Australian woman, transplanted here, leaving a legacy that I did something to contribute to the state that I live in, and I think I did my bit.
With us now is Carrie Vincent, and Carrie, you are the show director for the Sugarcraft competition, is that right?
Yeah, it's almost royal.
Yeah, that's right. Now tell me about it, because I know you had said it's the largest Sugarcraft competition in the United States. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's something. We have it right here at the Tulsa State Fair.
We do indeed. Minutes has been here. Today Tonight's been here. Sydney Morning Herald's come over. Food Network's been here 4 times, coming again. When I decided to do this with Maxine Boyington, who was from Oklahoma City, we had a kitchen cabinet over my kitchen table. We needed a competition in this area. But there was resistance when I went to New York and had conversations with some of the publishers up there, because I thought that they would jump on the idea that there was going to be a cake competition in the midsection of the country. If you put a compass in Oklahoma, it's equidistant pretty much all the way around for everybody driving in north-south, east-west. And their eyes glazed over, and I could see them mentally putting their shoes up on the table almost and pushing back in their chairs. It's like, little lady, this will never happen in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You need to move to New York. Like, I'm going to move to New York when I've just bought a house and I have a nice home here and I've got a husband, and I'm going to pick up and move to New York because I want to run a cake competition? Nonsense. When I walked out of their offices, I said this: you will ask for my press release within 5 years. I will turn something into something. And they asked me in 3.
Describe Carrie to us. Can you describe Carrie Vincent to us?
Ooh, can I order a cab now?
My first impression, I was terrified of her, as I think a lot of people are.
Can you describe Carrie?
Well, after 44 years, no.
I'm not a fuzzy-wuzzy, warm, cuddly, Pomeranian dog or anything like that. Are you listening to me? All right, so get your tails over there. I want to start on time.
Carrie is Carrie. Carrie's awesome, and if you know her, you love her or you hate her, probably.
She tells you what she thinks, good or bad.
So you all got the message? Thank you. I pull all the puppet strings and make sure everybody else does their job. This is a cute one. If you get up here, no, you two get over here. So this is me.
Kerry has done a lot for this industry. She's put cake on the map. She is very much the public face of cake. She's done a lot of Food Network Challenge, which has opened up Britain to her, because of course we have all the reruns. I believe, I don't know what season it's in now, but there was Save My Bakery. That's another one that's out there from her.
I love what she's done for sugar art. It's just been such an incredible gift to have someone like her with her talent pushing the boundaries and pushing it forward.
I'm not one of these people that likes grey areas. Kerry is black or white. That's the perfect scenario for me. If you don't like something, don't butter me up, just tell me straight. And Kerry will definitely tell you straight.
My title is the Oklahoma State Sugar Art Show Director.
Oh, perfect.
End of story. This year, the theme is I am a modern classic. Well, believe it or not, everybody thought that I was the modern classic when I announced it. And I'm like, oh God. is a great little girl. I don't know how she has time to do cakes because she's so many children that she's got running around. Little ones that she's got to keep track of.
I'm surprised at how that might, sorry.
The cake is away and you can escape there for a little break. And she's come out of the woodwork fairly recently, but she's also made great strides.
So right here, you underline the vowel sound that you hear in each word. There are times when I get some peace and quiet for decorating. My husband will take the kids to the park and give me a few hours to just really focus.
Tell them what his name is.
His name is Name.
His name is Name?
I absolutely am so thankful for my husband. He is my biggest fan, and I'm so thankful for him encouraging me to pursue my dreams. After the kids go to bed, I will have several good hours of solid working time. I kind of love the chaos that happens, and I love my children, and it's a blessing to be able to stay home with them and also do what I love to do. So I've been spending the last couple hours trying to cover this hourglass shaped here that you see there, and it is just giving me so many problems. I'm a very competitive person. I'm competitive with myself, so I certainly like to push my boundaries and see what I can do, because that's how I've gotten better. I doubted that I could do it at first, but my husband encouraged me to go ahead and enter this year. Now I've got my holes filled with royal icing. I'm gonna start my actual string work. So I put the tip to the cake, I start squeezing, and I'm just gonna have even pressure and let the string drop. I feel good about my cake and my title. I feel that I have put a lot of thought into a lot of the elements. Every little detail I've thought about and planned specific meanings for each thing. And so in that respect, I feel great about making a cake that I'm gonna be proud of. I hope that I place higher than I did last year. I'm fairly confident in that I will, but at the same time, every year is different, and sometimes you don't really know what to expect.
Chazzy's the old man. He's our outdoor guard dog. He brings home neighbors' dog bowls full of food. And then you've met Hossie. He's our little lap dog, sleeps with us.
Laurie Kassu is a very quiet, nice lady who started out years and years and years ago. She's had 3 wins. She's the only person who's won 3 times. The one thing I like about Laurie is the fact that she always comes with something different.
Several years ago, I was at a cake shop picking up supplies, and the girl mentioned to me about this cake show in Tulsa that I should go to. So that's where it all began, and I think the first time I entered was 1997. I made what I thought was a spectacular wedding cake.
Way back when Laurie started out, she, like everybody else, thought they were the bee's knees.
And of course I didn't place or anything. I came back 2 years later, and this time the cake that I brought, I was pretty proud of it.
With us now is Laurie Kassu, is that right? Yes. Okay. And your cake is called Wooded Wonder, and describe this cake for us.
Well, my log cabin is totally made out of gum paste and royal frosting.
I got second place, and I was shocked. And of course I was for sure hooked then with competing. To win this competition is definitely the highlight of my career. It's like you're on top of the world. I'm a little late getting it going this year because of other things going on in my life. I'm actually taking the same inspiration from one of the years that I won, giving it more of a, what I hope is a modern flair. The inspiration I used was Audrey Hepburn, a dress she wore in the movie Sabrina. I hope to do a lot of string work, which is kind of my thing. What I envisioned has changed several times. So I've got my cake drawn in ink, but then the design is drawn in pencil because I keep changing my mind. When I started working on this part of it, I thought I knew what I wanted, and I've tried several different things and finally came up with this that I liked. You never know who the judges are going to be. You never know what the judges are looking for. And I think we all think that, you know, our cakes are amazing until we get there and see the other cakes. We also each know the flaws in our cake that we've tried to hide. My hope isn't to win, of course. You know, we all want to win. But if I can create what I've, you know, got in my head, and if I can be happy with it, that's my main goal.
Can you tell me a little bit about Jennifer Jones?
Oh, this dreadful Jennifer Jones. Yes. Never mind that I'm taking up her shop and locked her customers out. Right, okay. No, Jennifer is a very talented artist. She lives in Tulsa. She has a wonderful cake shop, icing on the top. And for me, I see her as a person who's pushing past doing the everyday.
I never planned on doing sugar art. I was a stay-at-home mom for 10 years, and then I had done my daughter's cake, and then did my son's cake, and then had a friend who wouldn't take no for an answer, so that kind of launched me into cake decorating. And then I found out about the sugar art show in my first year. I'm kind of green, I don't know the difference, so I jump into the big pool and do the big grand wedding cake competition. I don't think I had any idea how big the competition was and the reputation that it had. I think I like the creativity. Since I have my own business, I like that I can totally step outside of what anybody else expects or wants for, say, their wedding cake. And this is something I totally get to step outside of my comfort zone and push myself into new levels of art and creativity. I love that. You don't actually have to use cake unless it's a shape you have to prove can be done in cake. So if it's round and can be made out of a pan, then it's fine to use styrofoam. So this is not cake. The process is I'm using a mold to make these pearls because it'll do a whole string of pearls, and this way I can put them on the cake. Now my cake is going to have a lot of other pearls that are all individually hand rolled, but for here I'm using a mold. So when you roll it out into what I call a snake and then put it in the mold, press it down, trim off your excess, and coax it out, then you have this nice little pearl strand. This one's been a little bit more of a challenge as far as, okay, I have this idea, but I'm not really sure where the rest of the cake's gonna go, so sometimes it's kind of a process. Sometimes it just takes time to get your ideas together and come up with what you want to do, and you can't rush creativity. I always dream about winning, but I don't know. I mean, you never know with the judges. Everybody's got a shot.
Hello and welcome to Wales. I'm Kerry Griffiths and this is Cardiff, the capital and my hometown. Now, Wales is known for a fair few things. We're the land of song, we have castles, we have dragons, and we have some incredibly good cake decorators here, and I hope to do them proud at the Oklahoma State Sugar Art Show.
Kerry Griffith is a funny character. He's very entertaining just by himself.
Now, I did mention castles, didn't I? But what I didn't mention is we have a lot of rain here, so I'm hoping that rain's put me in some good training for the humidity, because I've been told it's going to be really humid. I believe Kerry said it's going to be between 70 and 90% humidity this coming week. That's going to be good for wall icing, isn't it? And yes, it started raining again.
He's a very good decorator, and he has made a business of being involved in the commercial side of it. He came over one year, just curious, and then I invited him to judge. That made his day. Looks good on the resume. People like to judge in Oklahoma. They beg to judge in Oklahoma because they want it on their resume.
So what are my challenges going to be for this trip? Well, it's never easy going to an international cake show, taking anything made of sugar, because obviously there's regulations with flights and transport and packaging, and to actually fly out, which I'm doing for this show, and I'm going to be decorating a full wedding cake in 5 days in my hotel room.
I think working out of a hotel room has its challenges, but not to somebody at his level. I think he'll be fine.
Obviously, there's no work surfaces to work on. Maybe there's a television table or something. That's going to be a bit tricky. Also, just shopping for supplies. That's going to be another problem I'm going to have to overcome, but I'm going to try and do the best I can.
What's funny to me is the fact that I get this explanation of like, I need to do this, but I'm also wary of the fact that the very people who I have judged will be judging me.
I want to represent Wales well, so it's going to be a bit tough, but we're going to do the best we can.
So is this kind of a stress relief from string work?
Yeah, it's kind of funny when you go from this banging and then head home to try to adjust to the delicate stuff. It's quite a change. My husband and I decided we wanted to try our hand at flipping houses. We work well together most of the time. We've worked on houses before, we've done our own houses, and so we found this house that we feel like has a lot of potential. It's quite an adjustment from, swinging hammers to piping delicate string work.
Early in my career with being the husband of a cake decorator, I'm not allowed to drive with any cakes. I tend to stop a little too quick for her.
I'm ready to get done with all the dirty work and start doing the pretty work. With the top tier here, I've kept it all white on white. I've still got my dimension, nothing's really flat against the cake. And the next tier is the white, and then it's got a little bit of black. What I've done here, I've got the string work coming out from the cake at different levels. That's called bridgeless string work or extension work. I'm not sure if I'm completely done with this cake. I think I am at this point. I'm not too stressed yet, but I've been spending a lot of hours on it. Feeling a little bit better than last time you were here. Of course, I've only got a week left now to finish it. There's never enough time. I've never finished a cake before the day that I leave to go.
I am mostly finished with the actual cake. I still have to glue this top tier down and put a border on this tier, this one, and this one. I did have a catastrophe happen with it, and I spent an entire day trying to figure out how I was going to fix it. So I'm going to attempt to separate this tier, these two tiers from this ribbed one, and I'm a little bit nervous about it. I was able to flip it upside down and fix that one little piece of string work, and I'm just waiting for it to dry so that I can flip it right side up again and put it back on my cake. My theme is something old, something new, something borrowed blue, and a sixpence in the shoe. The sixpence has the year that OSAS started and Carrie Vincent's initials.
When I look at this right here, that's going to make a 2-hour drive to Tulsa.
Hopefully, yes. In past years, I have had very minimal breakage, and they've been on the cake, but you hear them clanging together and rattling the entire time, and that's why I try not to stress out on the trip there, because the roads are not very great.
Well, bad news, my shop is going to close. I'm going to go home. I'm trying to not look at it as all bad, you know. I've had a long run, 15 years in the business, and I'm not quitting. I'm going to do cakes from home. So it's not exactly how I thought it would go, but you have to adapt and change. Anybody in this business knows that. Saying goodbye to people is hard. The past couple weeks, knowing that it's probably coming to this point, there's some regulars that have come in that I just think to myself, oh, wow, that's going to be hard. Like, they're going to miss this. And I do hate that. I had in mind to do this design, like this wedding dress here. This is not the time I would have chosen to wrap things up, but we have a renter for the space, and so I'm trying to pull off a show cake at home. I'm trying to wrap up a 15-year business, but also keep intact the orders I already have, making sure that I'm able to do those and follow through with my commitments there. So yeah, it's a lot of layers. There's a lot of things, a lot of moving parts, a lot of things I don't have answers to yet. So it's just, it's stressful.
Good morning from Tulsa. It's Sunday morning. I got in at about 9 o'clock last night. It's quite early in the morning here because, you know, jet lag has something to do with it. I unpacked everything this morning and nothing was broken, nothing was taken out of my luggage, and nothing was damaged. That's pretty much a first, and that's a good omen for me. Well, one of the challenges of being an international without a car and not driving around is trying to find supplies. So here in the local shop, just hardware aisle, trying to find supplies. So, fresh from the hardware store, bags in hand. Done my supply shopping. You've really got to be MacGyver when you're traveling internationally because everything you're used to having at home, you haven't got in a hotel room. So, unpacked all my supplies, pulled out the pieces from my luggage. I'm now almost ready to go. I've set up my work surface, as you can see over my shoulder. And what I've done is I've managed to bring with me a food-safe work surface for me to work upon. Well, I seem to have kicked jet lag at last. As you can see here, wedding cake has been started. Yes, it's on a bed, people, but you know there are only so many spaces I can put stuff. As you can see, I've done a pile of rose leaves. I've done roses, taped some of the leaves together. So today is all about getting more of the piping done, more and more of foundation work on the cake. Just little bits and pieces really. I'm beginning to get my teeth stuck into it now. It's going to be a good day. It is definitely going to be a good day. I've been competing in competitions for probably 40 years now. I stepped away from competing 9 or 10 years ago purely because that was the tipping point for me. I'd won so many competitions that I was invited to judge, and I was a firm believer that when you're actually a judge you shouldn't be a competitor as well. Although I am breaking my own rule hit this year because it's the 25th silver anniversary. I wanted to do something special. I wanted to challenge myself. Now I must admit I was very tempted to do the Grand National, but then I had to be realistic. I'm doing a wedding cake in 5 days in a hotel room, so I'm entering the Masters this year. Sort of my homage to the Grand National because I've chosen to do a wedding cake. I hadn't fully designed the cake when I got here, which is unusual for me, but time didn't allow me to do it. So the cake has started at the bottom. I'm working my way up, but it's very dependent on what's the ambient temperature and humidity going to do to my gum paste flowers? Is my royal icing going to dissolve or is it going to dry? How much travel am I going to need to do with the elements for it? So you have to consider as you go along all of the different things, and will it work? The very first time I walked in, it's an assault on the senses, because you arrive at the showground and I was expecting it just to be the cake show. I didn't know it was the Tulsa State Fair. So you have the volume of people and traffic, fairground noises, all of the smells of food, and I discovered cowboys are real.
We have different crowds that come for different reasons. After church crowd, they all stroll in on Sunday afternoon after they've had lunch, and the first place they come is the sugar art show. A lot of them come just to see the sugar art. They don't see it any differently than going to an art gallery. We have mothers of the brides and the brides who troll through, and they look for design. And we've got lots of them. We could rival the bridal shows. Others, the men mostly, are more interested in the techniques. How did they do that? I want to know. So I explain, women don't care how they got there, just that they got there. But the men, it's like the nuts and bolts of things. They want to know how it got put together. Mr. Vincent is the right arm or the left arm, whichever arm I need. He is always there in the background. When we're at the sugar art show, it's the only time that he considers himself subservient, where he calls himself Mr. Kerry, because it's my shooting match and he is there to make sure that the heavy stuff is taken off my hands. A lot of them, for the longest time, didn't know that Mr. Vincent and I were married. They thought that we were two separate people that were just there. It was quite funny. People coming in saying, oh, this nice man, he's there every year. This nice man, it happens to be my husband of 43 years or 2 or 1 or whatever.
Does he even run security at times?
He's had to. We had happy little souls, 3 sheets to the wind on a little bit of hooch over at the Midway, who came in one evening, husband and wife in dual wheelchairs, along with daughter and son-in-law, I believe, who just ran through the rails with the wheelchair straight into 2 tables full of exquisitely created masks and dumped them on the floor, backed off, and then accelerated into them again. They were so loaded they didn't even know which direction they were going, and left laughing at the tops of their voices with contestants who were sitting there with their mouths hanging open and in tears because they no longer had a competition.
Everything in those bags are individually stuffed, and Carrie and I do all that. Well, right now we have a lot of prizes bagged. We're still numbering and bagging each prize that comes in from a donor. We bag it, we put an envelope in it for the thank you note, and it's numbered. So everything, so that the people know who donated it, because the donors, that's key for them.
So this is the cumulative effort of gazillion sponsors who have been absolutely amazing and have always been amazing for Oklahoma. Each sponsor that I have, it's all bits and bits, and every single bit I'm grateful for the support. Because this show is not a commercial show, it's the people's show.
Weekend after the show, I'm going fishing in Arkansas for a while, for a few days. Yeah.
Volunteers is what makes this show so great. Everyone here comes and helps for the love of the show, for the love of Carrie, for for the love of cake.
Up until probably the weekend is pretty much just Carrie and I and Doug and a few other people, but after we get to here, it requires a lot of help.
The impact this show has is huge. You see techniques from all around the world. This is an international show. Cakes come from Mongolia, South America, Europe.
Our prize money is extremely high compared to anybody else's shows. So we're talking over $200,000 in prizes.
The amount of prize money and products that are on offer or up for grabs at this show outstrip any other cake show in the world.
Money is the carrot. So I have the carrot, and to suddenly find that they can come to a place where we're talking turkey at $27,000 cash for a win, there's nowhere else that's got this. There's a whole bunch of silver dragées, little balls running around inside a cardboard box, but it's edible. I sit there orchestrating the puppet strings. Even if we don't have everything there, I'll bring my computer and then we'll enter in the things that we don't have. Gathering up the stuff, the last minute prizes that came in. This just came in last night, and creating a platform where they can compete, interact, meet, be exposed to different equipment, but also it wakes up a little urge inside of them to do a little bit more than just stick at home. And so some of these people that started off 10, 15 years ago send me emails from Paris, from London, from Birmingham in the United Kingdom, and they're the presenters. And they came from Tulsa.
I always try to go early on Friday because the benefit of being in town, I get to do that.
Some of them don't trust the cake on Friday afternoon. They decide that they'd rather dress their table and then come back on Saturday morning at 7:30 and put the cake. Less room for sticky fingers doing bad stuff.
Am I happy with the cake? No. Am I ever happy with a cake? No. But you know, 5 days in a hotel room, working with only lamps, trying to pipe in dark at 3 o'clock in the morning, it's the best it's going to get. I'm happy it's on the table. Happy. Now I can relax and go, right, let's just enjoy the show.
I just hit a big bump. I don't know why these highway workers don't think about cakes when they're fixing them. Hopefully I don't have damage. Keep my fingers crossed and deal with it when I get there.
So you made it.
Yes.
How was the trip?
Stressful. A lot of traffic, rough roads, but hopefully everything made it. I'll know in a little while. I'm just going to take a look at it, see how much work I'm going to have to do tonight. Not bad. I hope it made it. You ready?
It's not my best work. I mean, with everything else that was going on, I think I'm lucky to have a cake, and I'm trying to be okay with that part of it, but when it's not your best, it's hard, because I know it.
We're about to unbox my cake to see if anything has been damaged or broken.
All right.
Did it make
I don't see any pieces of sugar laying on the bottom of it.
Good.
Made it.
I don't think anything broke, but I'm going to look it over after we take it out here in just a second. The trip out here was about 2 hours long, and until we hit Tulsa roads, it was pretty unstressful. I didn't hear a lot of sugar flowers rattling together, and that's typically what stresses me out the most, but they were fine and nothing broke, which I was so happy. It's a funny thing about competition. When you get here and you see everyone else's cakes, you feel really inadequate. I'm proud of my cake. I've learned a lot, so I'm proud of it, but if you look around at everyone else's art, it's pretty incredible.
You could stick it all the way from Holland. Isn't that wonderful? Michelle, we're talking about fat. Michelle, I'm not worried about you. I know where you are. It's those people over there that I don't know where they are. Michelle! There you go.
Thank you.
Okay. How are you?
I'm good.
Are you liking what you see?
So far, yeah.
Excellent. She was supposed to be here early.
She's going to be here.
Oh, okay. When? So you all got the message. Thank you.
We got 12 minutes, people. 12 minutes, and then I have to have you stop.
Contestants can do whatever they want up until 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. Repair, remake, even some have lost a whole topper. Go back to the hotel, back to the drawing board, start all over again, or adjust so that it works.
You guys know where the silver anniversary cakes are? They've been helping set up all day.
Okay, we're trying to find our category.
Okay, thank you.
So you two are going to be judging today. It's a lot different than all the pressure making the cakes. How do you feel about that?
It's an awesome task, but we've done it before.
Yes,
and
I'm
we'll do it
excited
again.
about it, yeah. And I'm excited to be done with my cake and move on to the fun stuff.
As an international judge, you walk into the competition arena hopefully not knowing who has done what cake. So you go in with a mindset that you are completely unbiased. You cannot have an opinion. What are we looking for in a cake? Something that's unattainable, perfection. For us, it's all about the detail work. It's the execution of skills. It's basic things like, is the cake color balanced? Are the proportions right? Then you go into looking, is the fondant work smooth? How detailed is it? How much skills are in there? Is it just one skill? If it's only one skill, there's only one skill I can reward. If there's several skills, I can give them more points.
But you never know what judge you're going to get. It's different every year. You never know what their favorite color is or what their preferences are that might subtly play into how they feel about a cake.
If it is broken by accident or deliberately, the judges are instructed to take that into account. When we know that it came in perfectly, we went away and 4 minutes later you can see a finger went straight in or a finger into the fondant. It's like, is this hard? Like, excuse me, if you don't take your finger away from there, I will chop it off. This is the silver anniversary of the Oklahoma State Sugar Art Show and the Grand National Wedding Cake Competition.
On behalf of the Tulsa State Fair, congratulations on 25 years.
On behalf of all of us here who love you and American Cake Decorating Magazine, and I know you love flowers, so we wanted to present you with this award.
The Oklahoma State Senate extends to Carrie Vincent and the Oklahoma State Sugar Art Show sincere commendations and directs that this citation be presented, again signed by Governor Mary Fallin and Senator Gary Stanislawski. Thank you for being here.
Most of us are nervous, wondering when we'll hear our name, hoping it's the last name called.
Cindy Autry, Adult Advanced Tiered Wedding, first place. First place, Adult Beginner Special Techniques, Gregory Talos.
I'm feeling pretty good. A little bit nervous, but I think that's just the excitement that happens every year.
I'm always nervous the day of, but especially this year because I know this is not my best work, and so I really hope I medal.
Second place, Masters Tiered Wedding, Jacqueline Butler. Thank you. Absent friend who had to go home because his mother is in critical condition. Masters, first place, Kerry Griffith.
My sister said, Mum's been rushed into hospital. The hospital has said get home as quickly as possible. I arranged for my flight to be changed for the next morning. Flew out to Britain, arrived in Britain, got my coach home to Cardiff, and within an hour I was at Mum's hospital bed. She saw a picture of my cake, she loved the cake. However, unfortunately, 2 days later, she lost her battle and I lost my mother.
So now we're going to get in the guts of the thing. Everybody who is participating, and here we go. So, the theme was, I am a modern classic. But it was not about me, as you all thought. I suddenly had this horrible feeling that there was going to be hundreds of little Kerry cakes running all over out there. So the first to call as a finalist is Janelle Boyer. Amanda Yoder, finalist.
I feel like my heart is hurting. Like it's exciting. I am so nervous.
Erin Stansbury, bronze. Jennifer Jones, bronze. We love Jennifer. Always willing to help. You're a doll.
With everything that was going on this year, I'm really happy to medal.
Laurie Kasu, gold. Thank you. You're a darling. She's a 3-time winner. She holds the record.
My heart might beat out of my chest.
Pamela Hewen, gold. And she is 4th honorable mention. So now it's time for me to declare the winner of the Grand National in this 25th year, my silver anniversary, and my silver jubilee. And the winner is Susan Trianos. It's just a moment. And I have my own announcement to make. The curtain falls on the Oklahoma State Sugar Art Show tonight. There will be no theme for 2019. The show has wrapped. The curtain is down. We've done our job. We gave you 26 years of our lives, and now you go forward on your own journeys that you must take elsewhere, and bon voyage home that have to travel far. And it's been extraordinary for me to be able to watch you all grow and flourish, but now it's time for me to step aside and allow you to go and find new pastures.
I am shocked that the show's ending. I love Carrie.
I don't know what I'm going to do with my summers now.
It's hard. It's very hard. It's been a big part of my life for 15 years.
No one could do what she's done. Nobody.
I will be a happy Australian woman, transplanted here, leaving a legacy that I did something to contribute to the state that I live in. And I think I did my bit. End of story.
I always hear her in the back of my mind, for sure. Like when we were talking about the rules, I can hear her saying, Jennifer, that's all in the rules. And so be sure and read the rules.
Is that mine?
Yes.
Oh, right, okay.
And that's you
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Held up well, haven't
yeah.
you?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Oh, look, we on film doing that. You caught us.
There we go.
I'm gonna have it say
No,
no.
hang on a second.
See, you can't turn me off.
You just don't, you keep going forever.